Have you ever tried to combine database fields with real-time calculated values in your application? It can be quite a challenge, right? If you're facing this issue, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to add non-database attributes to your SQLAlchemy mapping class. I completely understand how frustrating it can be when you want to keep your code clean and efficient, but the solutions you find just don't feel right. You're not alone in this. Many developers face similar dilemmas when working with SQLAlchemy. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, is it possible to add non-database attributes to an SQLAlchemy mapping class? They shared their code, which uses inheritance to combine database fields like name and age with a non-database field for rating. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's the issue here? The user is trying to maintain a clean structure while incorporating a real-time rating that isn't stored in the database. This is a common scenario in applications where certain values are calculated on the fly. Let's break down the approach they are using. And stick around. I have a great tip at the end that will help you keep your code organized and efficient, so you won't want to miss it. To enhance the existing class structure, the user can utilize SQLAlchemy's hybrid properties. This allows for the integration of non-database attributes like rating directly into the mapping class. Next, the user should modify the man-mapping class to include the hybrid property for rating. This will allow the rating to be calculated dynamically without being stored in the database. After defining the hybrid property, the user can implement the logic for calculating the rating within the calculate rating method. This keeps the rating logic encapsulated within the class. Finally, the user should test the updated class to ensure that the rating is calculated correctly when accessed. This can be done by creating an instance of man mapping and checking the rating value. Fun fact, did you know that SQLAlchemy is named after the ancient practice of alchemy? Just like alchemists sought to transform base metals into gold, SQLAlchemy helps developers transform data into meaningful applications. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution suggests using the instance events.load event hook or the reconstructor decorator in SQLAlchemy. This approach allows you to set up non-database attributes after loading instances from the database. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves using an initializer method in the man mapping class. They recommend adding self.rating in the init method and defining the getRating function within the same class. Additionally, if the rating is calculated using data from the database, they recommend exploring the hybrid property feature in SQLAlchemy. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. An alternative approach suggests creating two distinct classes. One class, named Man, is for application logic containing attributes like name and rating. The second class, ManModel, is specifically for database communication, holding the database fields. A provider class handles database queries and maps the results to man objects, ensuring your application only interacts with the man class. Here's the tip I promised. Consider using SQLAlchemy's hybrid properties for calculated fields. This can simplify your code and improve readability, making it easier to maintain in the long run. And there you have it. You now have a better understanding of how to incorporate non-database attributes into your SQLAlchemy mapping class. Remember, keeping your code clean and efficient is key. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips and don't miss our next video on advanced SQLAlchemy techniques.